going on here, guys? We are back here with another video today, and today this is part one of my farming guide. This is suited for new players, new and beginners out there, and I hope the point of this video is to help you guys figure out and kind of pinpoint which characters to farm, especially when starting out in this game. And basically, I'll give my reasoning and my rationale for it. But ultimately, this is my opinion, and obviously, it's not necessarily the only way. It's just if I was to start over again, this is the path that I would take, and hopefully, this helps you guys out. So moving on here, we are going to be talking about the Heroes campaign initially here first. And again, right out the get-go now, you can already see that there is already quite a bit of characters here. There's about 17 characters here you can already unlock early on. But before we dive right into it, let's go back to the beginning here. So initially, when you're starting out in the game, you've got about 3 characters in your starting lineup. So you've got Luke Cage, Spider-Man, and you've got Shield Medic. And again, when I started out, I was thinking, oh, they gave us some crappy, trashy heroes. And you know what? To my surprise, these characters are in fact very much late game characters, and putting resources and gold and ability mats and all that good stuff, don't fret, because that actually ends up being really well. And with me, I put a ton of resources into my Luke Cage early on because he was such a meat shield. So again, like I said, don't worry too much, especially with those 3 characters. Those are a great starting lineup. Spider-Man can apply defense down and chain attacks, and on top of that, he can lay a stun. And then Shield Medics has a revive and a heal. Well, I guess it's a percentage to revive, but essentially a nice heal. And then she also can do some decent amount of damage there. Anyhow, moving forward, so initially I would focus my attention especially on the first chapter. So Punisher forms a very nice core with the Defender's core, and again, you want to start farming them early on. It's nice because of the fact that they form that Defender's core together, and once you get Daredevil in there, they do a ton of damage together. Again, like I said, easy and early, so you can get those characters nice and early. Chapter 1, I think I was farming those characters pretty much within the first 30 minutes of unlocking and playing into the game here. And again, like I said, they form that Defender's core, and once you get that Defender's core going, it's going to open up everything for you guys. So it's going to open up raids, it's going to open up arena, it's going to open up Blitz, and then when the block party events comes back, it's going to have that. And like I said, it just has everything lined up for you guys. So that's the reason why. Just a note on Yondu, there is a bit of hate on him, saying, we don't like to focus our attention here. But again, personally, in my opinion, I believe he's one of the best characters to start getting farmed up early on. Because of the fact that he covers 4 out of those 5 game modes. So again, he covers Cosmic, he covers Mystic, and on top of that, he covers the Villains and Nexus campaign. So 4 out of the 5 game modes. And then on top of that, he's a starting key piece that you need for getting Star-Lord, which in my opinion, is one of the best legendaries in the game. So he is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best ones that you could unlock, and he was my second legendary, and to this day I still love using him. He forms really well, especially in Fear the Darkness, which is the most hardest, craziest, difficult game mode in the game here. So again, like I said, he forms that initial key step in getting a Star-Lord unlocked. Moving on, he also has a nice AoE at the start as well, and let's dive into the next batch here, which is the Shield team. So again, recent changes with the Iron Man event has made it very nice, and again, I would re-emphasize that it's great to farm these Shield guys early on because of the fact that they are minions. They form a nice unison with Nick Fury eventually down the road, and on top of that, they'll get you Iron Man early on, especially at level 25 now with the revamp of the legendary events. On top of that, they're a synergistic team, and you've already got Shield Medic unlocked. I mean, why the heck just not keep farming him up? And keep farming her up. And again, like I said, they form well into late game, Fear of the Darkness, and then eventually Alliance War with Nick Fury. And now with Agent Coulson coming, Shield Medic is going to play an even bigger role than she ever has. So that's going to be really, really great. Next batch, not so impressive, and this is kind of where I get a little wonky here, is the villains. I mean, you need 5 villains, and you start out with Elektra and Crossbones eventually getting unlocked in those event modes. But again, I found that the villains campaign was tough because of the lack of heals, and again that's why I had sorceress in there. She was really great. She applies defense up and then heals, and then bullseye had a ton of damage, which is really nice. So I was farming those two, and like I said, they're easy, they're early, and on top of that, he's also a mercenary, so bullseye will go towards a mercenary event, and on top of that, the hand and Electra units will also go towards a catalyst event. So again, you're aiming for the late game progression here. And last but not least, we've got Night Nurse and we've got Kree Reaper. Those characters are kind of okay as well. Again, Night Nurse is really good with raids, but I still wouldn't put her over the defenders. If you can get Iron Fist eventually in the next campaign here, then there's no point in having Night Nurse, right? The defender's core just runs so much better. She just slows it down with the heals. But again, that's my opinion. She is really good early on if you want to farm her first. That's entirely up to you guys. And again, Kree Reaper, we want to start getting our pieces ready for Nick Fury, and he's going to be the 3rd legendary on our list. So again, we're just getting these key pieces early on and kind of carving the path for the late game. Moving on here, that's the rest. And again, these characters are all meh. I don't want to waste too much time on it, but just you know, you can't really farm Black Widow anymore, and you can't really farm Captain Marvel with the milestone rewards, so that makes it really difficult to pair with Captain America. And on top of that, you know, in order to have these characters as well, you need Hulk, and again with Hulk it comes with achievements, and that takes a bit of time. So again, these characters are kind of meh on my list, and I would focus on everything else before these guys. If you want to, I mean, by all means, Winter Soldier, Captain America, they are okay standalone heroes. And like I said, if you do have some of those core pieces like Captain Marvel, Black Widow, then I would kind of refocus my farming a bit there. But like I said already, that's just my personal opinion, and I wouldn't spend too much time. I would focus more on the other key pieces there. Anyhow, that's it for the Heroes campaign, and we're just going to jump into Blitz here. Blitz, like I said, is unlocked at level 14. I don't know if I said that actually. Maybe I didn't say that, but it's unlocked as you level up here, and it's unlocked at level 14. And as you can see at the top of my list, I've got Gamora and Luke Cage. Again, I kind of varied my farming here. I got Gamora up as well, unlocked, and that way when she was unlocked, then I would kind of pinpoint my focus on Luke Cage and getting him up to 5 stars. And then from that point on, you can focus on getting Gamora as well up to 5 stars as well. But again, like I said, getting that Defender's Core early, especially during the Blitz mode, so you can get a lot of points. Arena shards as well. If you can get a nice big defender team there defending, you're going to rise in the arena like crazy, especially early on. And again, like I said, Gamora forms that key piece with Star-Lord, and she'll form nicely with Yondu as well. Again, she'll form the second piece. And then moving next is another Kree guard. He's great as well because, like I said, he forms that piece for the 3rd legendary, which is Nick Fury, and that's kind of the order I went. And then from that point on, I mean, you can pretty much go, you can mix and match. I mean, some people have started farming Mantis because she's also a Guardian, and you can use her for Guardians, for Star-Lord as well. But personally, you're going to be able to farm the other characters more easily, and there's no point in focusing two pieces in one mode. So farming Mantis and Gamora in one game mode might be a little difficult to do, especially with how hard these shards can come by early on. They're gonna get a little easier once you have more characters unlocked, but again, early on, you want to focus your Blitz on more valuable pieces, which is essentially your Defender's Core, and then getting Gamora, which she is just an awesome damage dealer, and getting her unlocked for your Heroes campaign is also really nice as well. Yeah, and then from that point on, you can pretty much farm everybody else here. I've got Mercenary Soldier on both those lineups because of the fact that he's a great for the Mercenary event for money. Money comes in very importantly in this game, so that's why I've got him up there. But then on top of that, you know, if you want to focus more on Rhino and getting Sinister 6 unlocked, I've got those guys up there as well, and you can kind of mix and match there. Gives you a little more free space to kind of move around and play with. Anyhow, moving on, guys. Arena shards, these are unlocked at level 30, and this is going to be very important. You want to get to this game mode as fast as you can because this is going to be one of the only ways you can farm power cores in the game. So you want to get to level 30 as soon as you can, and once you get there, farm Daredevil as fast as you can because he forms a ton of synergies, extra damage percentage for all the defenders. He forms a synergy with Punisher. If he gets hit, Punisher attacks. It's just too good. Again, like I said, the arena, you can farm your shards, and once you get your defenders up there, you are going to be rocking pretty good, especially with how the arena works. You'll be paired with you'll be paired with players that started on the same, essentially the same day that you started. So you are paired up in a fair competition, right? It isn't just like, oh my gosh, you're going to be thrown into, another shard with players that are over, a year old or 6 months old, that sort of thing. So I did like how they did that. So that way it's not a complete, bloodbath by all the vets, the veteran players, and then all the newbies. So again, like I said, that's very nice. And then from that point on, once you get Daredevil unlocked, you can get him up to 5 stars first, or you can start unlocking some of the other core pieces. So Drax, I've got Drax in there because again, he forms that core with with getting Star-Lord unlocked. He's another Guardian, and again, with Daredevil, he forms that Defender's core. And then on top of that, Drax is actually a Mystic Cosmic as well. So that pairs really nice, especially if you're trying to get those campaign modes. And he's a big mage shield, and he pairs really well with those other guys. So that way you can start piecing some of those campaigns together and start farming some of those characters as well. And again, eventually down the stretch here, I've got Mordu next, and then Juggernaut. Mordu's great because of the fact that he's also a Mystic. So he'll go in those campaigns. He throws a stun. He's a heal blocker. And on top of that, I found him really useful for unlocking Vision in the Thunder God. It's the Thunder God node, and it's insane. But again, like I said, he was blinding Thor and he was stunning him. And again, you're gonna find that very handy. And last but not least, we're gonna start farming Juggernaut here, so that way we can start getting some key pieces for Magneto. So Magneto is one of the best players. One of the best characters in the game. He's just too good to pass up. So again, that's why I'm farming those 3 there right after Daredevil. And then you can kind of just piece together there. Honorable mention here is that you can also slap Vulture in after those guys, because like I said, Sinister Six is nice because of the fact that you can start farming early on for 2 legendaries, because the Sinister Six you can farm to unlock Shuri, and you can start to farm to unlock Invisible Woman. But those events just came, and I really doubt they're coming back. So again, it's more likely that they're going to have another Star-Lord and then a Nick Fury and Magneto event coming back up here. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But again, that's just my opinion. Anyhow, moving on. And we're just finishing off here. With the last bit there, I guess I should also mention that with the shield, again, you can farm the shield and the hand there. Shield security can already farm in campaigns, so don't waste your arena shards on him there. But again, with the hand, that will come in handy, especially with farming those catalyst events. And I just want to finish off the video here with a brief summary of everything we just talked about. And again, like I said, we want to start farming and getting that Defender's Core. So after your campaigns, after your Heroes campaign and your Arena and your Blitz, you'll have a good synergistic team of Luke Cage, Punisher, and Daredevil. And Iron Fist and Jessica Jones, they're coming up in the Part 2 series. But again, they're going to be coming right up here after those 2. And then once the 5 are formed together, that's going to form a very deadly Arena, Blitz, Alliance War, raids, everything. They're pretty much all the eggs in a basket, essentially. And then essentially as well with the Guardians, you've got Gamora, Drax, and Yondu, and that's already 3 out of the 5 pieces. And then you've got the 3 shield minions there as well. That's gonna come in really handy for unlocking Iron Man. And on top of that, that's 3 out of the 4 minions you need with forming a team with Nick Fury. So those are the key pieces after campaign number 1. And in the next video, we'll talk about villains and Nexus and then the other 2 game modes as well. Hopefully you guys found this useful, and as always, guys, please like and subscribe, and happy gaming.